everybody, this is Nicole, and today we are going to talk about something that is important to me and is sometimes hard to talk about. So before I get into it, if this is not something you're interested in listening about, or maybe it, causes some sort of triggers, that's why there is a trigger warning in the title. For those of you who have, may have suffered trauma or also deal with some sort of mental illness. So I wanted, to let you know ahead of time before you went ahead and clicked on this video. But May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and that is something that is super important because while May is something that is, or mental health is something that's super important, and while we do have a month for it, it really is every single day. It's a 365-day thing for me, just because of what I deal with. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, along with something that I had added to my body, a tattoo, which I did last year when I was still living in Hawaii. And I wanted to kind of give you the backstory behind it, because I do have more than one tattoo. And it always makes me laugh because there's a lot of people who are always shocked to find out that I have tattoos, because I don't know if there's some misconception that they think why is it that you have tattoos, or it's shocking you have tattoos, you don't look like a person that would have tattoos. But anyhow, there is a story to each of the tattoos I have, and I have a total of 5, and each of them have special meaning behind them. I know a lot of people out there who do love tattoos, and they put them on their body with not always any real reason behind it. For me, there's always a story behind it, and usually it's something that I create, that I have seen in my head and I want created. Just like with my hair color, and I guess that's the artist side in me, that I have this picture in my head and I want it created in some way. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So fair warning, again, if this is not something you're comfortable with, you are perfectly fine with clicking away and not watching the video. I completely understand, because it is a difficult subject to talk about. So for those of you who are new here, welcome. And
oh my goodness, dude.
If you are original members, thank you for coming back. I really truly appreciate it. And if you could hit the subscribe button, the notification button, and give me a thumbs up and a comment down below, that would mean a lot to me, because the comments and the thumbs up help push my videos out into the algorithm so others can find me, because I am trying to hit a goal of 1,500. So we're getting there, and the quicker we get there, the quicker we can have a fun party. So because I always love celebrating milestones, no matter how small they are. So anyhow, so I'm going to insert a picture and a video up close of said tattoo here, after this segment. So if you see that, that's the tattoo. So I will kind of give you an idea of what it looks like, but I'll put the picture and a video so you can kind of get more detail, a detailed close-up look of it. So for those of you who may not know, I deal with multiple mental illnesses. I have anxiety, I deal with panic attacks, I have PTSD, and I have bipolar 1. I also have fibromyalgia, which, for those of you who probably know, is a lot of chronic pain, and it's something that is no fun to deal with. So I'm extremely passionate about all of these things, and felt that I wanted to put that as a piece of art on myself. And tattoos, I know, are not necessary for everybody, and I totally get that. This just so happens to be one form of art that I choose to express myself in. I, unfortunately, cannot do tattoos. I wish I knew how. I can't draw for anything to save my life. I could probably draw a stick person, but beyond that, forget it. So anyhow, I had this idea of having a koi. So kois are extremely important, at least from my I am aware in my culture and the Japanese culture. It is extremely an important animal, and there are different colors. They mean different things, and they should be also placed a certain way if you are if you're doing it as a tattoo, or if you are going to be doing some sort of artwork with it. And there are different colors. And then we also celebrate Boys Day, and Boys Day, they use the koi as a symbol for sons. So, usually the color of the koi is black, and then I believe after that is blue, and then I think it's yellow, and then I think it's maybe red. But I definitely know the oldest is black. Now, the other thing is that kois are extremely strong fish, and they represent strength. So I wanted to put a black koi as a part of the tattoo, because it signifies strength, because it takes a lot of strength to deal with all of these things, because it's a daily thing that you have to deal with when you're dealing with mental illness, when you're dealing with chronic pain. It's not something that you can be like, it's not a big deal. It is so not. I'm sure for those of you who subscribe to my channel, who also deal with the same thing, know that each and every single day is a huge battle, even if it's just something as simple as getting out of bed, taking a shower, or brushing your teeth, or whatever it might be. And each and every day that you get up and you do something is a huge, huge accomplishment. Okay, so that's what the basis started as. And then there is, I don't know if it's a charity but it's this statement. So the symbol is a semicolon, okay? And so if you were to look this up, is where a author can choose to put a period to end a sentence, okay? And that can symbolize a lot of things, if you kind of understand what I'm talking about. Or the author can put in a semicolon in their sentence to continue the story of the character. So they can either end the sentence with a period, or they can put that semicolon in because they want to continue the character's story in their book or essay or whatever it is. So that's another part of the tattoo, okay? And then what I also wanted to incorporate was the color purple. Why the color purple? Well, purple is the color that represents people who deal with fibromyalgia. So like mental health awareness month uses, so they, like how cancer awareness is pink ribbons, mental health awareness is green ribbons, but so fibromyalgia is purple. And I wanted to use lotuses rather than sakura flowers, because everybody uses sakura flowers and there's nothing wrong with that, but I just liked lotuses. And that has, the lotuses really don't have any meaning. I just wanted something different, and not being quote unquote cliche, to say the least. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that, because I have another tattoo that's on my back, and it's a pretty large tattoo, where I have sakuras incorporated in that tattoo. That tattoo is of my home state of Hawaii, all of the islands, and it is in, like, on this side here, on the lower part of my back. And let me tell you, that was an extremely painful tattoo, because it's that soft area. And so and then I incorporated I had sakura flowers incorporated into the tattoo, and I have it is I believe it's, I think it's three sakura flowers that are floating in the water with the island chain. And each of those flowers represents each member of my family. So that's the story of that. So the tattoo that I got of the koi is that I asked the tattoo artist to come up with this idea that incorporated the black koi. And the thing too is that when you have the black koi tattooed on your body, the koi needs to be swimming in a upward direction. So basically it is essentially swimming upstream, because when you do that, it signifies strength. It signifies that you are fighting whatever war it is that you are fighting. So that is always the right way to have it put out there in artist renderings or whatever it is. And so, because like my husband, he has a black koi tattooed on his arm and is also swimming in the upward direction on his arm. And I made sure that he was aware that, because his is a big sleeve and it's got a big black koi, and it's a very much Japanese style of artwork. And the koi, which is also black, is swimming upstream, and within the waves of the water are the names of all of his children. So I have a stepson who is quite a bit older, so he is almost 30, and then my two biological children, so they are incorporated in those waves. So it's that like real symbolism. So anyway, now back to my tattoo. So I asked the tattoo artist, I wanted a black koi swimming upstream. Number two, I wanted the semicolon incorporated into the koi somehow. And so I asked him to have the semicolon actually put on the head of the koi so that you can see it. Like, it's very much prominent when you look at it. And then of course, I asked him if he could please do the purple lotuses, and that's what he did for me. And it came out absolutely gorgeous, and it was a very long session. I think it took him about 2.5 or 3 hours to do just like the outlining and all of that stuff. And then of course, that is the most painful part, is the outlining. And then of course the easy part is all of the shading and all of that stuff, the filling in, because while the tattoo isn't necessarily very large, this is actually the first tattoo that you can actually see. All my other tattoos are on my back. So unless like you can, like, say if I'm wearing a, you know, a bathing suit or something, you wouldn't necessarily be able to see it. I think the only one that you could possibly see is the one that I have on the base of my neck. That one also has great symbolism. It has the I believe it's the Buddha continuity ring, and then within that is this hidden garden with a bonsai tree, and then a keyhole, which will unlock, you know, the secrets and the things that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. So that one is a completely black tattoo. Now that one was extremely painful. That was a lot of work. It was one sitting, and I think it was a 4.5 sitting session. So I think the artist did a absolutely fantastic job. He captured exactly what I wanted as far as the tattoo went, and I was extremely pleased. And the thing is too, is that the meaning behind it was really, really special to me, because it addressed all of the things that are, you know, important to me as far as, you know, chronic pain, mental illness, and chronic pain, mental illness, and chronic illness, along with the idea of, you know, having the strength through push through all of these things, and to realize that yes, you can do it, even if it's just something really small, by opening your eyes that day, rolling out of bed, brushing your teeth, and changing out of your pajamas and moving to the couch. It doesn't have to be where you're like, you get out of bed, you know, and change, and then do, you know, clean the house, do all of the laundry and all of that stuff. It doesn't always have to be that. It can be all of these little small victories. And so, and I want to say to everybody who deals with any of these things that it's okay if today, say you're dealing with a flare and everything hurts. And lately it's everything hurts for me because of the weather. And so, you know, pushing myself to get out of bed, to, you know, take my son to school, to make dinner, you know, and then especially this week with my husband working the shift that he did, and then, you know, having to get some of the missing groceries we might need. And then today has been, and because today is Saturday, has been especially tiring because he had his birthday party. So there was a bunch of boys running through the house today. Oh my goodness. The anxiety was like through the roof because it was noisy. They were outside playing basketball. They were playing tag, they were playing hide and seek, and then they came in the house and running through the house, and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And then so yeah, it was from like 12:30 to 4:30, and I think when everybody left, I think I was more exhausted than my younger son is exhausted. So yeah, this is the tattoo, and this is the only tattoo that you can clearly see on my body. So so you can see the purple lotuses, and then if you So if I were to hold my arm this way, right, the koi is swimming upstream, if you can kind of see that. Okay, so he's swimming against the current because of all of the, the difficulties, everything, and saying that he is me, and I am pushing through every single day, no matter how hard it is. I'm going to open my eyes and get done whatever I can get done, no matter how small it is, even if it's just one thing. And that's what I'm saying to you. Even if it's just one thing, if it's just getting up, changing out of the PJs, hey, that's great. That's golden. If you can do getting out of bed, changing out of PJs, brushing your teeth, even better. That's a great pat on the back. And that's what I do, is like, I want to send this message of saying, you don't have to do this like big thing to be like, yes, I achieved something. It doesn't have to be that way, because I know how much energy sometimes it takes to do even the smallest things, like brushing your teeth, or making the bed, or even just rolling out of bed, or changing out of your pajamas. Some days I don't ever change out of my pajamas. Or maybe I can't take a shower because everything hurts. And it's funny because, like talking to my rheumatologist, sometimes my teeth hurt, my hair hurts. And it's my younger son, and my husband is like, your hair hurts? Yes, my hair hurts. That's sometimes how bad it is. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. So yeah. So please don't feel like because you didn't do the laundry, you didn't clean the house, you didn't do the dishes, you didn't do your grocery shopping, you didn't pay the bills, plus you didn't get out of your pajamas, you didn't take a shower, and all of that stuff in one day, that you were somehow some sort of failure. No, 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 no. I will tell you, don't think of it that way. Think that I did one thing today, and that deserves a pat on the back. That is an amazing, amazing thing, and you are an amazing, strong person. Because for those of us who deal with chronic pain and mental illnesses, it's hard to understand for those who don't. So it's hard the comprehension isn't always there. So while some people can be empathetic or sympathetic, until you actually deal with it, it's hard to really, truly be like, okay, I really, truly get it. So do not beat yourself up if you can't do everything, because we know, and I know, if you try to do everything, you're going to end up crashing hardcore the next day and be done for who knows how long, or if it's just like a couple of days or a day, or it could be a week or a couple of weeks. Like we say as spoonies, you have to make sure you use those spoons sparingly, and choose what you want to do to get done carefully and wisely. And if you have to set firm boundaries on yourself, because that's always the hard thing, is boundaries on yourself, to say, okay, I need to stop, then do it. I've seen people do like sticky notes everywhere saying, nope, this takes X amount of spoons, don't do this today. Or maybe they set alarms when it comes to doing laundry, saying, okay, I can only do a half an hour's worth of laundry, whether it's just one load or whatever. And that means maybe just doing the washing and then loading it into the dryer and then letting it dry, and then you can come back and fold it the next day. So it's stuff like that. Pace yourself. Don't overdo it, because for those of us who deal with chronic pain and stuff, and I know some of us are also people pleasers. You want to make everybody happy. I am one of them. And so I don't want to be a disappointment to people if I can't get everything done. So like today, I was like, okay, party. I gotta order the pizzas. I gotta make sure they have plenty of water because they're gonna be playing outside. And then does he want goodie bags to hand out to his friends? And then, are they gonna be good? Just, entertaining themselves. And then, all of that stuff. And so I think I just ended up putting a lot of undue pressure on me. So what I ended up doing was, talking it over with my son and saying, we're just going to do pizza, paper plates, paper towels, sticking a whole bunch of bottled water in the refrigerator. Everybody can just kind of help themselves. And then you guys are going to be left to your own devices because we have so much land around our house. And you guys can run amok after lunch or whatever, however you want to do it. So that's what it was today. But I am exhausted. But here I am filming. So, okay. So like I said before, I went off on a tangent. So we've got the lotuses, we've got the black koi, and then if you see on his head, the semicolon. I don't know if you can tell, but there is that semicolon. And that is to say that my story is not over. That I did not put a period at the end of my story. That my story will continue and continue on and on and on. With my wonderful husband, my children, hopefully grandkids and daughters-in-law, and retirement, and then being able to, hopefully I really want to travel. I am trying to figure out a way for the four of us to go to Japan. Once I figured out the whole medical bill situation. But yeah, so what I am also doing is, as a part of all of this, is I'm trying to manifest my goals. So shortly after we moved here, I put out into the ether that my short-term goal, after we've moved and all of that stuff, is to be able to get the four of us to Japan within the next 1 to 3 years. And yes, I believe it's possible because my sister actually went to Japan last year. And so she and I have been texting a lot back and forth about, how she managed to take her family to Japan. And she's the breadwinner, and she actually works for Hawaiian Airlines, so she gets flying privileges. But she does have 3 kids, then her husband. So obviously it's not cheap, but she still managed to actually get to Japan, go to Universal in Japan, and then there's an anime park in Osaka, and go to Harry Potter land in Universal. That's my dream. I love Harry Potter and I love anime. And so I think it can be done once I have figured out the whole medical bill situation. So I'm getting there. Each month I pay what I can. And then I'm hoping that with the resin sale that I'll be having, that'll help some. And then, you know, just essentially by putting money away each month, making payments where I can, it'll be taken care of. So I'm trying to stay positive as far as that goes. So, and then there are those of you who have been extremely generous by donating to my GoFundMe. So I really, truly appreciate that. So anyhow, that is the story. And I didn't mean to ramble on. That is the story behind this tattoo, because I know you guys probably see it like when I do my lives or I do my pre-records, and I know some people, they just have tattoos, you know, because they like having artwork and, you know, body art, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I am the type of person where I have the body art, and then there is usually a reason behind said body art. And this particular tattoo is the most important one to me because there is so much meaning behind it. So it signifies every strong person that deals with chronic pain, chronic illnesses, mental health issues, along with fibromyalgia. And this is essentially the biggest one of all, the semicolon. And I think it's called the Semicolon Project. And I'll see if I can find the link for it and put it down in the description, and so you can kind of check it out. But this one is a big one, due to, you know, the whole unaliving thing. So anyhow, I hope this helps anybody who watches this. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support. It's always greatly appreciated. And until the next one, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.